The miners who worked the tin here in Cornwall and built these wonderful engine houses had only one way of understanding what lay beneath their feet. They had to dig. At RWM, we also need to understand what lies beneath the land surface in order to find a suitable site for a geological disposal facility. And we now have sophisticated techniques that can help us do that. The National Geological Screening exercise is based on existing information gathered from looking at rocks where they can be seen at the surface, from boreholes and from geophysical surveys. This existing information gives us a broad picture of the geology, but there are still gaps in our understanding of the geology in the depth range 200 to 1,000 metres. We call these gaps in our understanding uncertainty. Our understanding generally decreases with depth, because in most areas, whilst there may be shallow boreholes related to water supply, mining and engineering projects, there are far fewer boreholes below 200 metres, and even fewer reaching 1,000 metres. Our understanding varies geographically across the UK, related to the number of boreholes and other sources of information. In particular, areas with resources such as coal have far more boreholes and information, as there was a commercial incentive for that information to be gathered. Our understanding also varies across different geological topics. For instance, there's a lot less information on groundwater in the 200 to 1,000 metre depth range than there is on rock type. Although all boreholes record what type of rocks they pass through, very few boreholes collect groundwater samples in this depth range. Finally, our understanding varies due to the complexity of the geology. In some parts of the UK, such as where rocks were formed in ancient seas, the geology may be very similar over large areas. In other parts, it may change very rapidly over short distances, either due to the way the rocks were formed or subsequent faulting and folding. Although there are gaps in our understanding about the geology at depth, we can fill those gaps by undertaking detailed borehole investigations supported by geophysical surveys to collect more data and more information. By working with the oil and gas and mining sectors and radioactive waste management organisations like ourselves overseas, we have identified the wide range of tried and tested investigation techniques that will allow us to do this. So we will know what lies beneath our feet before we start to dig.